use programming language to write instructions telling the computer how to create that application or how to create that website. What is this? This is what we call programming. If you don't know what is programming, or if you know what is programming, let me explain. Programming is just a step-by-step instructions telling the computer what to do. Assuming you wanted your computer to create an Android application, or you want you to use your computer to create a website, well, you might need a programming language, because we use programming language to write instructions telling the computer how to create that application or how to create that website. So this is what we call programming. Step-by-step instructions telling the computer what to do. So now you know what is programming, but how can you program a computer? For you to be able to program a computer, you need a programming language. You can't just give a person instructions with just signing.
What's this?
He can't understand. You need to speak to him. You need a language, a medium where you can communicate. So assuming you are, let me give you an example so that to understand programming even better. Let's assume you have a robot in your home. Imagine you have a robot. So that robot is a dumb. He don't know anything. You have to tell him everything how to do it. If you want your robot to wash your clothes, you might tell him step by step how to do so. Fetch water, take a detergent, put the clothes in the water. You have to tell him step by step how to do the tasks. So this is exactly the same thing with computer programming. But maybe your robot can understand English, but computer cannot understand English. Computer has its own language. We call it machine language. But we can't speak a machine language because we are humans, we are not machines. Machine language is just a sequence of 0 and 1. This is how computer understand everything. This is the language of computer, 0 and 1. So for you to be able to communicate with computer, you need to learn that programming language, but we can't learn it because we are not machines. So how can we program a computer? So for us to be able to program a computer, we're going to use a programming language. Programming language is not a machine language. It's a programming language. I don't know whether you get it, but it's a programming language, not a machine language. So assuming you wanted to communicate with a Indian man or Chinese man, but you are not a Chinese, you are not an Indian. So in that case, you might need a middleman. When I speak my language, for example, like English, when I speak English, and then that middleman will translate what I said to that Indian man or Chinese man. So that's the middleman, we call it a translator. When I speak English, then he translates my English to Indian language. This is exactly what happened in computer. We use programming language, us programmer, to program a computer. When we write the program, then that program will then send to translator. Then translator will convert it and then change it to machine language and send it to computer. Then computer will say, okay, this is your task, let me execute them. This is how it works. So now you understand the basic concept of programming and how computer understand our program. But the main question here is, how can you be able to program a computer? So for you to be able to program a computer, you might need a programming language. You can't program it with machine language, but you need a programming language. So programming language, we have a lot of them. Python, JavaScript, Java, and a lot of others. So among those programming languages, choose one where you want to start, where you wanted to use to program a computer. But wait, before you start programming a computer, let me ask you, why do you want to program a computer? Maybe you wanted to program a computer to create an Android application or iPhone application or AI or anything related to that technology. So I'm embarked in a journey where I'm going to teach you from beginner to an actual programmer who can be able to create either game, web application, AI, and other related to technology. So if this sounds interesting to you, subscribe to this channel and join me in this journey. This is almost the first episode where I'm going to start. So For you to be able to program a computer, this is what you need, a programming language. So now you have the programming language, then what else? So you need a computer, exactly. That sounds obvious, but yes, you need a computer. Now you have your own computer, you have the programming language, but you have to learn that programming language. What are the things? How can I write program in that programming language? How can I do this? How can I do that? You have to learn that programming language so that you know how to write program that computer will execute. So for you to be able to learn that programming language, let's meet in our next video and see what are the things do we need to know for us to be able to program a computer as a programmer. So if you have any question in this journey, or you wanted to learn programming way more fast, check out my WhatsApp channel. Check me on WhatsApp, DM me on WhatsApp if you really wanted to learn programming if you really need a coach that will guide you to learn programming in a small period of time. So DM me in a WhatsApp, let's talk and
it sounds delicious, baby.
Ga wani matashi da ya taso da hope